Hey, what's up? I'm Ray Green, founder of Repeatable Revenue, a growth coaching company for service businesses. And I've got here James, who's the founder of Sales for Startups. He's been a client of mine and we've been working together and he's gotten some really killer results, even before we worked together and now afterwards with how he's helping clients. And we've got an interview here just to run through and kind of understand the work that we've done together, some of the results that he's gotten, where he was when he started and where he is today, and fire this thing up. So let me hand it to you, James. Do you mind introducing yourself and Sales for Startups?
Yeah, with pleasure. Thanks, Ray, for having me on. So I'm James Ker-Reid, based in London, UK. I'm the founder of Sales for Startups. So we help techie and developer type of founders at B2B tech startups move from a founder-led organization to a team-led operation. So typically they've got 10 to 40 employees. They've got off the ground with a good product, got some good revenues, normally about $1 million or more. They want to kind of take things to the next level. So our goal is to kind of move them beyond that founder-led sales to a team-led approach. So commercial success or sales success, not 100% dependent on the founder or co-founders. They're often kind of quite unsure as to how they multiply their revenue, how they professionalize their sales process, how they kind of get rid of some of those ups and downs in enterprise sales and the unpredictability of revenue as well. They know what got them to $1 million might not get them to 3 or 5 million. It's a company that we have, which was an early stage B2B SaaS company. It's about 10 people when we started, and we grew their revenue by 348% in 9 months. So yeah, it was signing the likes of sort of Walmart, AstraZeneca, Virgin, so some very big enterprise companies. And also, I'm pleased to say the company's been acquired now as well. So it's done the full circle from 10-person startup to scale to exit. So yeah, it's been a great journey, and obviously very thankful for the opportunity there.
It says a lot about the work that you do. And I know, like, from the day I met you, I knew, like, what you're doing. Like, you Sales for Startups has some really deep expertise. Like, it's actually really unique in your background, even personally, and what you've done. So I know you guys, get some kick-ass results. And when we first connected, you were actually referred to me by Justin Welsh. And what would you say the challenges you were facing when we first connected and we first talked? Like, what was, before you started working with Repeatable Revenue, what were those challenges you were facing?
Yeah, I think for us, it was consistent lead generation, the team structure and the responsibilities and roles within that mix as well. I think we had quite bespoke services, so we didn't have any real productized servicing or service offers at that point in time. I think I found it quite difficult. I felt a bit isolated as well. I didn't really have a peer group of other service company entrepreneurs. And so was kind of looking for that, frequency, that regularity, and that structured approach when obviously Justin referred me on to you, Ray, and Repeatable Revenue.
Like, up to that point, had you tried some other tactics or other services or other programs to address some of those challenges? Like, what had you tried before we got together?
Yeah, lots of things. So probably quite similar to a lot of founders out there. I've done the marketing consultants, the agencies, the freelancers, the online courses, kind of the paid events or paid workshops, done all of those. Hired a fractional CFO, hired lots of staff internally as employees as well. Whole operating system, and documented all our SOPs or standard operating procedures. Hired management consultants, hired advisors and business consultants, but none of them really had a lasting impact. And so I was certainly cautious, I think, when I came across Repeatable Revenue. I think your niche, your structured approach, and obviously the referral helped as well, really made me kind of take notice and want to join the program.
Sounds like the same path with a lot of people before they get here. I mean, some of the things that you try to solve those problems. I mean, I could certainly walk through our process. Like, I know it inside and out, but I'm really interested to hear, like, your perspective of how would you frame or describe the work that we've done or the steps that we've gone through. Like, when you're thinking about, whether it's like the tactical element, but like, what is the work that we've done from your perspective?
Yeah, so I think first and foremost, you really helped me press the reset button both mentally and professionally. So that meant helping me define and clarify the vision and the business that I really wanted to build. I really honed the niche and messaging on that company and obviously that vision that I created, and also going deeper into the buyer persona as well on a personal level. You helped me reduce my cost base as well. We set up kind of outbound, inbound lead gen campaigns, productize the service offering, create a really amazing methodology that even when I look back at it now, I think I've made some of these mistakes in my prior ventures as well, which is quite good. You've improved the sales process. You've got a very consultative way of selling. Even for a salesperson, I've learned a lot as well through the program and through the support of yourself and your team. Also from a founder perspective, I think two other things. One is just managing my time. One of the things I really liked at the start of the program was taking a log of your time through using apps like Toggle. I'd always found timekeeping a bit of an onus and really hard to understand, spreadsheets, continue logging time, but it's just like click a button and done. And it was just really revealing as to where that time was going and where I needed to spend more time and obviously less time as a result as well. That kind of led to also reducing the amount of things that I did as a founder. And when we actually committed to something, focusing, delivering on it, and obviously producing great work rather than trying to scatter yourself really thinly and do sort of a half-baked job on lots of different things.
All the stuff that you're talking about, you've put in a lot of work. And this is, it was really clear from day one, like the work you do in your business and the work you do for your clients, you are like head and shoulders, like you will put in the work. It's really shown in the results that you've gotten, like in the time period, because you're plowing through, but it's not just passively happening. Like you're making this happen. You had tried some different things before we started working together. We've gotten some good results, but what was different about this? Why were you able to see some of the changes or some of the improvements that you've experienced compared to some of the other tactics or strategies that you'd used before Repeatable Revenue?
I think previously as a founder, when you go through some challenging times, you kind of think almost your business is broken. So you try and sort of reinvent it or go through massive transformations, change the audience, change the product, change massively the pricing or the way in which you go to market. So I certainly moved away from that. I didn't feel that I needed to reinvent or like go through a rapid transformation. It was more like evolution rather than revolution, I guess, in that sense. The other thing was just planning things out in a more considered manner, looking for incremental gains and improvements. And I think obviously the way the program's structured as well with the weekly check-ins and the forum and the calls helps you to kind of keep that cadence and regularity and frequency. Because I think a lot of the programs as well, you don't have that frequency and that feedback loop that you desperately need. I think that's what actually founders crave a lot, because you do feel quite isolated and alone at times, even sometimes when you're a co-founder as well. You're like, who's in my corner? Who should I ask this question to? Who might even give me a credible answer or suggestion? I think the other big thing was the hiring approach and really thinking about that in a different way. I think the program really makes you think about not necessarily sort of escaping the business, but looking at it in sort of a modular approach to transition, away from the core operational activities of the business. So it's a kind of gradient or gradual approach rather than, one of just like jump out of, one pond into another. And that really helped me to think more long-term rather than short-term. Because I think that a lot of people get really hell-bent on focusing on the results. And then, you kind of neglect the journey and the incremental improvements from that. The game changer as well was the productization. And I think a lot of that fed into a lot of things because you kind of developed your target market. You got into the productization module, your lead generation campaigns going as well. That really helped you sort of, I guess, convince yourself of your own value and what you're capable of as well. I think with any change or any massive increment you're wanting in a business, you also kind of need that self-confidence to make those changes. I think that's what you and your team enabled me to do.
Well, even in my own consulting, productization was the massive unlock. Like it was the thing that took my business and everything to the next level. Like it was an absolute game changer. I mean, you've put in the work. We've done some things that are different than what you were doing before. How would you frame the results? Like what's, after this period of time that we've worked together, what have been the results for sales for startups?
Yeah, I think even just going back to signing the contract, I remember you asking me for a 6-month commitment to a program. And I was thinking, 6 months? Whoa, I better get results, at least a couple of months to prove this was valuable. But in just making that commitment, it seemed serious. And I felt that my actions, my beliefs and behavior also followed that commitment to the program. But actually results started coming a lot quicker than that 6-month period. So, even in the first 4 months, we increased revenue by 133%. We increased profit by 240%. We signed 2 of our largest clients with the methodology that you teach within the program. Obviously, that's got our own spin and content within it. Even in the latest quarter, we've hit our quarterly target in the first month. We're certainly on track to have our best year yet ever. Also, on a personal level, for founders out there, is at the early stages of business, the business is personal. And so you need to gain the self-confidence and self-belief to get to the next level. And I think you enabled me to do that in a kind of more measured and structured way than I had done before. And obviously, that means that, I can add a lot of value to my life, but also add extreme value to B2B tech startups that we serve as well. So I think on a deeper level from that, I gained, this self-belief that I could do it. And I didn't need to divorce myself from the goal or sort of run away from it or think that I needed all these experts or team members to kind of show me or tell me how to do it. I thought, right, yeah, I can do this. I've got the support network. I've got other entrepreneurs who are going through the same journey. And it really helped me kind of stay focused and believe in myself to get to the next level.
Yeah, it's been incredible to see the results that you're getting. And I appreciate you breaking this down. Who would you, like, based on your experience with Repeatable Revenue and the program, who would you recommend this program for?
I'm part of the accelerator program, so I think that's ideal for B2B service providers and service companies, and obviously the founders of those companies. I think those that have got some initial traction would be ideal for this program. So you've got a couple of 100,000 revenue or more, this is a good place to start. So you're not completely startup, but you're in the sort of the scale or operationalizing your business at a greater level. You want to free up your time. You want to obviously increase revenue, increase profit. These are all the things obviously you're looking at as well. Great for people like me who are quite impatient to have that support and mentor around you to kind of keep you on track, keep you grounded. I remember when you told me about productizing your service, is that when you look at it from marketing material and a lot of the experts online, you kind of think it's this like one and done thing rather than a gradual incremental process that you go through over time. And that's where like the program kind of keeps you on track with the weekly accountability, the forum and the chats as well. Because after all, we're founders, we're not robots, right? So I think a lot of the time people see these marketing messages and think, oh, if I join this course, I'll know exactly how to do it. Unfortunately, you kind of, it's more of a gradual process than just like an instant sort of transformation after a week-long course. It's a lot more than that, building a sustainable service business.
So you're saying you're not building $1 million business in 30 days or less?
Yeah.
Dude, it's really awesome. And I think it's a testament to the work that you've put in. And it's the dedication that you have to your business. And that comes through in the dedication that you have for your clients. Because I know that you're absolutely like focused on getting results and letting the results that you get with your clients speak for you. I mean, that's a big part of your marketing. Where can people find more information about you and sales for startups? And again, just to remind people, who do you work with best?
Yeah, so you can find us at salesforstartups.com. So that's our website. You can find me on LinkedIn and obviously our company page there. They're probably the two best places to find us. So yeah, I think our best clients are those humble founders that have done really well to get where they are, but they're just struggling to kind of put all the pieces together as to the next stage and the next level. I know we've got something good here. How do we kind of operationalize it? How do we professionalize what we do? I don't know who to hire, when to hire, how to hire. I know that we've got quite a long sales cycle at the moment. I think if we could shave off a couple of months from that, that would be great for my business. So that's the best are the kind of, techie, developer, people basically not from a sales and marketing background, because they really value the expertise we bring. And it also brings the whole openness and receptiveness of the founder or the co-founders when we work with them. They're very engaged and really wanting to adopt some of the practices that we're obviously teaching them and implementing in their business. So, and typically those, like I said earlier, those startups have sort of 10 to 40 employees, 1 to 3 million in revenue. That's the type of size that we normally work best with.
Good. Well, if you're in that space, then salesforstartups.com is the place to go. James, I appreciate your time and you sharing the results that you've gotten and your experience here. I hope it helps somebody else, in their decision-making process, so we can repeat this with other founders, man. So thanks again for your time, and we'll catch up soon.